volunteers disinfect communities in the aftermath of the storm in Zhengzhou. Malaysia city kindergarteners learn about the hard work of medical workers. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. In the aftermath of the storm in Zhengzhou, China, affected residents have been cleaning up their homes. City volunteers have invited young people to help with disinfection in the communities. Meanwhile, supplies from different places have arrived as the drivers have worked non-stop to ensure the aid supplies can reach the disaster areas as soon as possible. Let's take a look at how city volunteers are helping affected residents.
The water pumped out from the underground garage has flooded the roads. In the basement of this building, more than 100 cars were flooded.
Their taxi has been flooded. It is a new car. They've lost their source of income and their family is poor to begin with.
There is no water at home. We did not get electricity until last night. This underground water is not drinkable. We can only use it to wash vegetables, scrub pots, wash our faces, and flush the toilet.
In the aftermath of the flood, residents are rebuilding their homes. City volunteers have invited young friends to help with the community disinfection work for 4 consecutive days.
We're sun drying some items. There's some garbage being placed here. So when it is hot, there are pests.
City volunteers are transporting aid supplies from different places. The folding beds from Zhejiang have traveled thousands of kilometers, racing against the typhoon to reach the disaster area.
My husband drove the truck saying that we must hurry. On our way here, we did not have time to eat or do anything else. It just kept raining and there was typhoon.
The limited number of volunteers have to unload supplies from 10 trucks. Fortunately, some passionate members of the public have taken the initiative to come help out.
Friends from different places have all come to our Zhengzhou in Henan. How can I just rest at home?
Everyone is working with one heart and one mind to prepare for the aid distribution to benefit the affected residents.
During the pandemic period, in Indonesia's Jakarta, many businesses are heavily impacted. In order to assist souvenir vendors, the Tangerang city government established a souvenir shop at a highway rest area. They allow nearby souvenir vendors to come and sell their products. The customers said that they're happy to come to the souvenir shop as the products have good quality and the prices are reasonable.
In order to assist small to medium-sized businesses, the Tangerang city government established a souvenir center on the highway to Jakarta. Upon entering, the center includes a variety of souvenirs. The representative of Ratun says the center will improve the local economy as the rest area is a common place for many to stop by.
We aim to promote local products in order to let more people know about these goods while increasing the business owner's revenue. So the most important thing is to help small to medium-sized businesses in Tangerang City.
Starting April, the center was put to use as it sells 121 products from Tangerang. This includes foods, handmade goods, hijab, scarves, and frozen foods.
Kebetulan saya dari Pandeglang.
I'm from Pandeglang, and I have to bring my children to repest a trend. On the way, we'll rest at this rest area, and I'll visit the souvenir center.
Di rest area, kebetulan lihat-lihat itu produk B, UMKM, Pinang.
The products here are of great quality and a fair price. There are also a lot of snacks.
Dan makanan-makanan ringannya juga banyak dan alhamdulillah terjangkau harganya.
Assisting with promoting products of small to medium-sized businesses, the souvenir center aims to provide priority stalls for 13 towns. After opening, 5 towns join in to sell their products.
This souvenir center is open to middle to small business owners in Tangerang.
Silahkan yang mau mencoba isi di sini.
Out of the 13 towns in Tangram, as of now, 5 towns join in placing their products.
Kurang lebih ada 5 kecamatan yang sudah mengisi di gerai ini.
With the souvenir center, more people have easy access to what they need as they no longer have to travel to different towns to purchase goods. During the pandemic, the center also improved the local economy.
In Malaysia, there has been more than 10,000 cases of COVID-confirmed patients daily since July 13th. As a result, hospitals are facing shortage of freezers and body bags. Kuala Lumpur Hospital has sought help from Tzu Chi Kuala Lumpur Selangor chapter. Tzu Chi volunteers have worked with funeral homes to come up with solutions. Let's take a look at how Tzu Chi volunteers are helping the hospital. Due to the pandemic, the mortuary at Kuala Lumpur Hospital has been overloaded. The hospital has sought help from Tzu Chi Kuala Lumpur Selangor chapter.
其实是他们医院方面无法联络他们的家属，为什么会这样子呢？可能是他们家属有些他们本身也是这个COVID-19 的这个病患者。
In fact, the hospital cannot contact the families. How sad the case? Maybe the families have also contracted COVID-19 virus while they are out of the country, so they cannot contact the families in the shortest time to claim the bodies of the deceased. As a result, they turn to Tzu Chi for help. Tzu Chi volunteers have contacted an enterprise which has experience in this kind of matter.
这个富贵集团因为富贵集团就是他们是在这方面是很有经验。
政府医院是其实他们是不可以直接委派一些商业机构来。
Government hospitals cannot commission a commercial organization to carry out this kind of service. They need to do this through a non-profit organization.
Since there are not enough freezers, they have to place the bodies in cargo containers. The hospital hopes that as Tzu Chi and funeral homes work together, their problems can be eased.
The last time we used around 50 per week. Right now we already use more than 200.
Only two bags.
Okay, let's say COVID case. COVID case. Okay, let's say last night we have 25 COVID body. Times 2. So we need to use 50 body bags.
Medical workers are facing the challenge of not having enough body bags. Tzu Chi has helped them and delivered 500 body bags to the hospital. Since the pandemic broke out, medical workers have been fighting the disease at the front line. In Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, teachers at Tzu Chi International School have designed a class for kindergarteners to experience the hard work of medical workers. This way, they will learn to appreciate medical workers. These are all plastic bags. I've made them myself. Since one needs to wear it from the head, I cut them myself.
The 5-year-old daughter has put on a protective gown made by her mother, ready to attend class.
She has asked me why she needs to wear the protective gown. I explained to her that frontline medical workers wear the protective gown. I let her know medical workers dress up like this to take care of COVID-19 patients. The plastic bags have become wet. The pants are wet. Therefore, she kept scratching her feet and her hands are wet.
When the neighbor of the child learned that his father is a doctor, the neighbor told his children not to play with him because his father is a doctor and he comes in contact with bacteria. When the child in my class heard this, he became very sad, so we started this activity.
The teacher has taught the children to understand the hard work of frontline medical workers and pay respect to them.
the pandemic, many people in Malaysia lost their jobs due to the movement control order. As a result, they are facing financial difficulties. Starting in June this year, Tzu Chi Kuala Lumpur Selangor chapter initiated a charity hotline helping families in need.
Okay, itu saja.
Okay, thank you, goodbye. Hello, this is Tzu Chi.
Hello, Tzu Chi.
The phone rings over and over again. After Tzu Chi established a charity hotline, within a month, there were over 4,000 phone calls.
We'll also receive local phone calls and refugee calls. From 8 in the morning to 6 in the night, we'll receive the most phone calls after 9 p.m.
Ada baby minum susu ah?
Do you still have baby formula?
Susu ada lagi ah?
Okay, do you still have it?
After the pandemic outbreak, more citizens are affected, as Tzu Chi Kuala Lumpur and Selangor chapter initiated multiple relief plans.
Starting last year in March, we started this charity hotline. In June this year, the MCO was in place once again, putting many locals at a financial difficulty. So we restarted the charity hotline.
Every request will go through the stages of phone call and evaluation, as these steps are for volunteers to assist impoverished families through tough times.
If they have a bank account, then we will transfer money to their bank. If they don't have a bank account, like Indonesian foreign workers or people without nationalities, they do not have a registered residence here. In this case, we will ask community volunteers to distribute cash. We believe that with a sincere heart and with proper COVID prevention SOP, the distribution won't be hard, as it's simple as doing it with a good intention. Most importantly, we want to help people in need.
51-year-old Mr. Xu experienced his downs during the pandemic, but after guidance for volunteers, he decided to return to East Malaysia to start a new life.
Every time when he calls me, I can feel that he's more stable. He actually needs ways to relieve his inner stress.
Besides monetary aid, Tzu Chi will continue the care to whoever receives help.
We have volunteers in Cebu, Miri, and Brunei. If you call, we have volunteers in East Malaysia, so if you have any questions, you can call them, it's fine.
The caring phone calls not only relieved citizens' stress, it also brought them more confidence facing the fierce pandemic.
In Malaysia, as the pandemic situation gets more serious, more families are facing financial difficulties. Many residents have asked for help by hanging white flags. Many shops, people, and organizations have responded and helped the families in need. Among them, a famous organic food store is providing free lunch boxes for people in need. From preparing ingredients to cooking, every step is carried out mindfully. The Malaysia Organic Food Store, BMS Organics, is providing free vegetarian lunch boxes to people in need.
We want them feel full, because we know that people who come get the lunch boxes probably do not eat breakfast, or they only eat one meal a day. So we will take into consideration and ensure they can feel full. We also give them healthy food, as we usually use palm oil, molten salt, multigrain rice, mushroom, which is high in protein. As the pandemic impacts different fields, many residents are hanging white flags to ask for help. Some shops and people take the initiative to help residents in need.
During the pandemic, our enterprises also has a hard time. However, we have a food to eat. I want other people to have food to eat as well. We do our best and see how much we can do to help people. They line up orderly to receive the lunch boxes. They take the initiative to line up. Look, they take one lunch box at a time. We should protect their dignity. Therefore, I told my colleagues, just place the lunch boxes by the door. Just place them there. Do not stand there and distribute them.
Terry Lee, who has been a vegetarian for 14 years, has led his employees to distribute food at the rental area weekly since January of this year.
We usually arrive there by 4:30 or 5:30 in the afternoon. Some people told me that was his first meal of the day. I think that if this program goes well, we should not stop it. We do not need to stop it after the pandemic ends. I feel that even after the pandemic ends, there are still people who need our help.
The company's kind ad has created a ripple effect of love on the internet. Many people are donating lunchboxes to help the people in need. In Malaysia, the pandemic situation is still serious. Residents who face financial difficulties are seeking help. Tzu Chi Malacca chapter continues to carry out relief. After receiving Tzu Chi subsidies, single mother Go Siu-Wa has taken out a coin bank to donate to charity fund.
May the pandemic end soon, so I can work. By then, you can give the subsidy to other people in need.
Tzu Chi volunteers also visit a taxi driver.
If app taxi service was not available, my roadside taxi service business would be better. Now there is competition. My business has been affected. I wait from morning till night, and there is not business. The person in charge of Malacca Central Station has told me that we can seek help from Tzu Chi.
As the movement control order is still in place, Tzu Chi Malacca chapter continues to provide relief to the needy. In Model District of Tainan, under the Level 3 alert, 8 city volunteers promoted vegetarianism while following pandemic prevention measures. They mindfully bought ingredients, cooked food, and distributed lunchboxes to people. For 2 months, these volunteers have provided over 5,000 lunchboxes, giving warmth to medical workers and government officials.
我是这团的总铺师，我是切菜所的切。我拢负责杀菜甲煮汤，我负责煮货。
These 8 Tzu Chi volunteers are referred to as the 8 vegetarian goddesses. During the Level 3 alert, the 8 of them promoted vegetarianism, taking different shifts to make vegetarian lunchboxes. This was done over the course of 2 months.
For 2 months, we made 3,100 Japanese-style lunchboxes. We also made 1,000 Chinese-style lunchboxes.
Every week, 500 vegetarian lunchboxes are given out. Picking ingredients, cutting vegetables, and packaging. Volunteers have to be at the kitchen early in the morning.
We are responding to Master Zhen Yan's calls to get vegetarian. Making lunchboxes here puts me in a good mood, since I get frustrated taking care of my grandchildren at home.
I feel tired, but overall I'm happy.
As the 8 volunteers promote vegetarianism sincerely, many local departments in Tainan's Model District and Xianghua District responded to the call.
Through our change in diet, we can increase our immunity and protect ourselves against the virus.
From the start of June till now, whenever there's a vaccination station event, Tzu Chi brothers and sisters will always be considerate, giving us lunch boxes of love. It's great, it's very delicious. Volunteers said that it is important to promote vegetarianism so that the society may become more harmonious.
No matter living in the city or living in the countryside, a pedestrian can come into contact with street trees every day. However, oftentimes they just enjoy the flowers and the leaves on the trees. They might not notice that they're sick until the tree falls over. Actually, before the tree falls over, every tree shows signs to let us know they're sick. In today's report, let us get to know the language of trees.
There was a 20-centimeter trunk here, but it was cut off and done wrong. So after it rotted, it became a fertile area, so birds can easily deposit seeds here. If they deposit a banyan tree seed, then it just grows. This one, the roots have already reached the bottom.
I'm standing on Tainan's Changrong Road, where the street trees are camphor tree. You'll see, however, that this tree is a banyan tree, which, due to a series of mistakes, a camphor tree has invaded this tree.
The camel tree has been surrounded by the banyan tree. When the banyan roots grow bigger and thicker, this camel tree will not survive.
These street trees, when they don't receive proper care, struggle to survive. It often sends out soundless signals of help, which the experts are here to explain what they are.
The plastic wrap was not removed before planting, so the roots can't grow. This tree will be sick because it doesn't have any immunity.
This is about 40 centimeters high because the tree hole is too small and the tree can't breathe or absorb water. This is why the roots have grown outside. If those working weren't careful, they could easily trip and fall.
When a grass mower accidentally cuts into the trunk, it's a wound. When the bacteria get in, and the tree trunk will become infected and rot.
Everyone forgets that tree grows, and look at this mark right here. It's very clear the rope has restricted the tree so that it doesn't move. It's like choking the tree, like when someone chokes your throat. The tree gains its water and nutrient with the help of the tree trunk. So when you tie it up, the tree can't breathe and it might get sick and die.
The physical structure of the street trees can also be a problem area, especially the blackboard tree. When they grow in such an unsuited environment, accidents are common.
那现场有造成这个3部机车骑士，然后还有1台自小客车的毁损总计大概有10个用路人受伤。
The blackboard tree was the city tree of Taichung because it was big and beautiful. However, the bigger the tree, the more we had to continue to trim it, which then means the tree had a lot of structural defects.
The blackboard tree grows fast, which means that the root structure is also more fragile. So previously, when the typhoon descends, it will often break and cause destruction. Due to having to deal with this, we had to remove them.
These unsuitable street trees are thus removed and sent to the tree bank.
Like this tree, some of its branches are not very ideal, so we will have to trim it accordingly.
I'm standing at the tree bank in Taichung, which is located in Dadu Mountain region, which is approximately 5.3 hectares of land, home to 1,200 previous street trees that have been removed.
Our street tree replanting and survival rate is about 90%. Through regular maintenance and protection, we can remove some of their diseases, and this whole area becomes a good home for those abandoned trees.
At the Taichung Tree Bank, 60% is blackboard trees, which is prone to breakage, while 20% is Java olive tree, which smells when it blooms, and 10% is Malabar silk cotton tree. So when the street tree has been removed, what will refill the hole?
We will use trees native to Taiwan, including Chinese pistache and camel trees. These trees are less susceptible to pollution. A suitable tree has a lot of factors, including how it can affect the pedestrians, vehicles, and how much space I can give the tree, and how it can affect the city landscape are all things to consider.
No matter if it's the trees at the tree bank or those on the side of the road, the trees have never done anything wrong, as their fate has always laid in the hands of humans. These trees continue to be the lungs of the city and help everyone breathe a little easier.
In California, the Medical Foundation has gathered 150 air purifiers to be given to low-income families who suffer from respiratory diseases. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.